Hello there folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes and this is another live stream daily on the weekdays of character rigging and actually world building. The character is just part of the world, right? So here, sorry folks, I have the little delay to start the stream today, so sorry about that. Today we're going to I'm going to address these shape keys. Of course, this might be more to the show because than for the correct rigging strategies, but it's important nonetheless that I do them to see the effects, even in the character design, right, for the mouth rigging. So let's get some soundtrack here. And as you see, I don't have actually let's see, I don't have pictures here of these mouth shapes here. I have a scheme or shim, I don't know how, in paper, so it's not scanned, so I'll have to count on just remembering. Gotta visualize them from what's the to-do list, so you have like puff cheeks. Yeah, let's make it's easier and it's not related directly to the mouth. So according to the universal sonic mouth rig, the puff cheeks, they are muzzle thing. All the rest is not necessarily from universal sonic mouth rig, it's from many other proposal that I found interesting. So purse is the shrinking of the lips. So very interesting thing that I'm still learning this stuff about control rig in Blender and control rig in general. And then of course we can use the scale to have certain effects even for mouth rig, and this is very interesting, but it seems like something more visual, right? So it's like whatever works, right? So sorry. And here of course I have these lip bones. We could shrink them and see if these results would provide anything of interest. Sometimes, yeah, I'm still having some artifact data. I'm gonna check again what is that, but this is not the topic here. So the topic would be to get the shape keys. Okay, so I was saying, so purse is when the mouth goes very minimal. It is hard to reproduce with the bones because, yeah, that's what I was intending to do. Collection. So of course, if I try to maybe move them according to the scale, this sort of works, but you see it shrinks it could work for some expression. You see that the automation, well, no automation, but this is not good enough, right, for any good expression on this kind of thing. And there are still artifacts that, well, not exactly artifacts, but it is not easy. So yeah, we could do just a pose asset if we get it, great, but you see the lips are shrinked with the scale. So I find it very confusing, the idea that we need to scale and then lose the original scale of the lips. You see, it's like lazy stuff. Sounds like more a shortcut to meet and good, but of course tiny in some conditions, maybe the shrinking the side bones, this could be the corner lips corner, this could be useful. Yeah, clearly this seems to be more valuable, right? Otherwise we could lose certain, yeah. Let's see. So if I want to make these lips purse with just the bones from a mouth which starts on this thing. So this is for better deforms on when the mouth gets to the sides, but the counterpart is that it will be very hard to... Yeah, we can use the Control X here, right folks? This is looking not terrible, yeah, but then I start having artifact there. They cross, so it's just pushing, it doesn't matter, they are just pushing the mesh. You see, that is very easy to mess up. So yeah, all this battle, and you see, this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's technical about about 3D art, right? So 3D characters. So this is why shape key would more pose acid, but special shape key would come in handy. I really don't think we can do anything about this for the skinning algorithm, and if the mouth is too short, then it's very hard to make good expressions with so this is sort of a range of extension that seems safe, that is universal sonic mouth rate stuff. So, and I even reduced it a little more. Okay, so let's start with the puff cheeks. That should be quite simple, but then I'll have to I might have a problem with the lack of geometry here, but yeah, I'll have to then reapply this to the reseparate this, rejoin this into the ghost mesh of the muzzle. So this is refreshing, just because the puff cheek is for the muzzle. If it is for the mouth, it's not important, I don't need to do that. So I wonder if I would be able to do anything with here, folks. I probably would need to use the subdivision here on just to see what's happening, if there's any... This expression I'm not very familiar with. I never used for 3D animation in my... Well, yeah, I have some familiarity. Okay, so it's not the worst thing, but maybe the geometry here is just not that good. I'm just playing around here and see if we... It seems plausible, it doesn't need to be super good. Then we can probably deform a little more with some bones, maybe. In the worst case scenario, I just make a better face loops that would, or better topology here that would help, or maybe just a question of more subdivision. So maybe just one more, and then yeah. So shape key. The problem is that I have a mirror modifier. I'll have to, if I'm using shape keys for mouth expressions and face expressions, I'll eventually have to apply this mirror modifier. But this is not a problem because there is the shape keys keeper add-on, which is an extension now. It comes, just install it. What is this? So it's new. Swap vertex pressure between of the active shape key. Draw node shape keys. Sculpt on linked animated character. Okay, I think I've heard about it, but bake shape keys, pose shape keys, preserve your shape keys through wave changes, and much more. I have no idea. Aside, I should check all these. This might be interesting. Because shape keys, they need so much stuff. Assigns one or more Bezier curves as shape keys to another. Is that something related to the curvature of the path of the vertices that are being morphed through shape keys? Interpolation. Corrective shape keys. Creates a corrective shape for the curved pose. I think this creates an extra object to make this thing. I'm not sure I like this concept. More objects to handle in the scene now. A duplicate of an object that has a lot of things, so not sure I like this idea. But I should verify. New tech MDD font. So actually it's maybe it's here. Shape keys. SK keeper. Oh, maybe it's not an extension, it's just an add-on. Need to look for the. So this we can apply shape keys, apply the object modifiers, even though there would be shape keys. So let's make that thing. So it will be for now symmetrical. So it will be muzzle. Puff cheeks. So here I get this. So yeah, this can be exaggerated. I think I cannot pick some vertices there. So maybe just hide this. Maybe hide these faces too. Alright, let's work with this. And then I can use some proportional posing, right? So let's hide this. And this. Yeah, I don't want to move the jawline. I think that will be a mistake, so yeah, the problem is here. I've already assessed this problem. I don't have the geometry here to, so I cannot. Yeah, so maybe the way to solve this, this is the second time I'm struggling with this. So that could help, but it's not. So you see what's happening is that this is not looping around here, it is looping around here. So I think this is a big mistake. So let's make some. Actually, I should not work here. Let's make a highlight here. Could be funny. So folks, here I have a noobish topology issue, mesh topology issue, and geometry issue. You see that this face loop here is not, these are hidden faces. Because I'm making a puff cheeks shape key, right? And for that to work properly on this low poly mesh, I don't want it to be a yeah, I need, you see, it would be about here, But you see this connect right in the jawline, and this happens because, well, I could have another face loop here, but what's happening here is that this pointy thing here for the character design, in this case I've made a conceptual mistake in the modeling or remodeling or retopology, whatever. This character was not retopologized. I've modeled the right head, but then I've made some changes to this geometry here, all this stuff, and so now I'm having this problem where the face loop, you see, so this is going, it's like it's going here and it's going below the jawline and then above the, or below the nose or nose bridge, and this is not good, so I'm going to just displace this. So let's see if I can V this. Yeah, so I'm gonna use the V to, it's the mesh rip vertices, right? Rip vertices, yeah, operation. And so now this is still safe regarding the waves, I think, because the vertices still exist. They will just inherit the same wave plane. So but eventually in this work something bad will happen. So here I need to try to preserve the position. Maybe I'll move it up very slightly just to make space for another face loop here. Actually it will be, yeah, so I have to change a little this. So instead maybe I need to subdivide here, and here it's hard to see because I'm using the subdivision here. It's not too good because this was for the shape key, so I'm not building the, oh, this is dangerous. Okay, let's delete this puff cheeks. We'll start to this again. Let's go return to the basis here, because it is here where this should be worked from. So I'm just gonna displace this about here, and then there will be another face loop that will be running around here, around this structure, while this, for instance, GG, let's, or shift GG, what is this edge slide thing, is the control E edge slide. There's no shortcut here. Okay, so GG, there used to be, I think. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to J, so I'm gonna join here and gonna dissolve, Control X, GG, Shift 0.3. So this is just to get this stuff here, the edge creases, but they are just annoying. I'm not sure I'm gonna keep using subdivision modifier for these characters. Here I'll have some problem, of course. So I need to probably get here. Maybe there I made a mistake, but here we got. So at this point I'm already messing up with a lot of the stuff for the wave painting, I believe. So here, yeah, it's a bit puzzling. I don't remember where I started exactly, but let's continue from, sorry, let's continue from this. This thing here, although, so I'll preserve the jawline. So maybe here I can, so now this face which was going directly into it, only face. It will instead well just do this. Yes, this is plausible, but I don't like this very much, but we need to probably respect this. So J, no, J is for this kind of case, and this is F. And here you see that I have a trigon here. Here I'm not sure exactly how that will. He'll gonna risk move a little more those things. I don't want to touch the jawline too much. So no, I see. Maybe this is the thing that I can work in here. Now this is the same. Yeah, I'm returning to the, well, not exactly because I didn't have this, but this is bad, right? So let's try here. Yeah, so probably I'll have to sort of dismantle this. Or I want to preserve the regularity of this, so yeah, so this will be pretty destructive for the wave paint, but this should be tolerable. This will create more problems. There shouldn't be this kind of curvature here, so yeah, and I'm missing something, so maybe I could go here because I'm missing here this okay, so this highlight sorry folks, this highlight ended up being junk, so I'm not gonna maintain it. So let's try to I want this loop cut. Okay, so maybe I'll just need to make this thing here, not this one though, and try to connect this here. Okay, now you see we have, yeah, the only part that is strange is here now, because this should follow the jawline. I don't think the jawline will be doing this. It's more like yeah, so this, let's push this there. GG, so there's so here you can probably make some tiny adjustments in this position here, this position of the geometry. So I can make this a little more rounded, but it ends sharp, which is accurate. And here there will be, yeah, this part, maybe this part is trouble. So this is not the jawline, there it is, and then yeah, those face loops are a bit messy. There are some trigons which are not terrible. But then I have this problem here. I most likely need this. So here I don't have much choice. I have to either get this on another loops and then create there, or I just try to join here, and now this is probably bad. Well, maybe that can work. Not sure, but this will make, if I turn this into this, that probably would be very bad. And here we see that all this part here is too flat. This is probably gonna be a big problem, so it should help to make not like this, but I need to cross there something. Let's see, this seems like the perfect condition. You see there's a thing here, but this one is still just 4, so it can get. So here we'll see later what that will create, but we need this so to make the mesh a bit more regular, right? We still got problem with this jawline, so maybe I just need to try to make this curvature like here. So it's like I can never get this thing right. Probably because this should instead go here. Or instead of going there, I mean, yeah, so this seems like a good face loop. I already had this artifact. This shrink wrap muzzle now, it has changed. It could be some interaction with the mirror modifier. Well, itself it has a mirror modifier, so no, it's not. This is crazy. Yeah, so it's something about the this vertex got too close when it shrinked, so this seems to be the problem. This is good, but then when I've shrinked. So let's try to make some manual adjustments here and see if that yeah, but it's still problematic for the there are just some. Oh no, actually this is the now that the thing seems to be. Oops, what's that? Could be something. Here, come on, this is. This could be a little better, right? Usually these loops shouldn't be like that, so Yeah, so it's like I should have another one that... Or just something about this connection here that is not... Yeah, this is bad. So at some point I had a good solutions like... clean face loops, like so have for, but my geometry, I have something like that, but going around here, and then have this, all this stuff. Yeah, so just the end here, the connection was always the problem when this pointy thing. So this I don't still have the ideal topology, but there will be many ways to solve it. Here is, of course, pretty awkward still. Transform, increase 0.3. okay, maybe I didn't see, but okay, so this is terrible. Yeah, it's, I could do this all day, but no time for that, right? So let's just, I'll have to readjust this later, so I'm curious to see if that anyhow will make any critical change to the mouth rig. Yeah, so anyways, this will not be good, but see, for simple expression, well, for tinier expressions here that don't change much, we can do a lot still. So this part wasn't really compromised, but oh yes, and we can also rescale from this. Strangely, this doesn't scale the arcades, but this does, so... I've made here an extra bone constraint so that these now they can make this the rotation of they are tweak arcades, so it can scale because of this is the mechanism jaw top, so this can have a copy scale, just the X and Z axis, because so I can X scale, Z scale, and the Y scale it's already stretching, so on the Y axis, so then there is also I've made this next one, the copy rotation, just on the Y, so when I rotate this bone I can have this, because of the stretch 2, it on this jawbone here it cannot rotate on, I think, on other axis, but then we have, this is why we have this, or instead we usually primarily we would use this. It's basically the same thing. I have to make up my mind about what would be better, but okay, so I have this. The blue one is just for the lips, the red is lips and arcades. This stretches the arcades. But if I need to tweak the arcades even more than that, for some reason, then I need to address the arcade bones. Which are currently bendy bones, so, but in principle this would be not to be posed. Like tweaking like this, right? So well, for certain expressions that might be nice, and of course we can ruin very easily if we get the wrong, oops, the wrong this here, see the alright, let's get here let's go back to the main things. I'm resetting all this. We're gonna make this I should look at. No, the shape keys are not well, this is a question I'm not sure about now. I will create an iteration here. Let's open the Universal Sonic Melt Rig. I want to see, so you have the shape keys. They seem to be affecting all the mesh, including the lips, the mouth interior, so they affect everything. But then what about, so let's focus on this big smile and you, which are easier to spot. So here we got muzzle, which it doesn't have the shape keys off, so it's puff, chink, sink, and okay. What is the? I think it's just. Okay, this will take too long to find, so I'm going to just edit driver. Okay, puff chick, and also sync, turn off. Okay, this is just and this, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the same thing on the other side as it's just for not having the right name. Okay, so I've checked the muzzle ghost mesh dummy model doesn't get the shape keys. So the shape keys for the real mesh here, for the shape keys for the mouth. The puff cheek, they are duplicates. So, and this for the mouth. So let's see here the first one, the shrink, right? The purse. So I'm going to start now. In principle, the idea is to maybe get all this to so here I'll have, probably it'd be better if I can get some reference point here. Then maybe with this face loop I get 3D cursor. Proportional editing, and well, this doesn't work, but this works. Yeah, so this is not, although the mesh is simplified, this is not any, it has an important character design. It just cannot do anything and say it's done, right? No, this is, must be careful with the, so here, scale on the X, yeah, because just must make sure there won't be clipping. But even if we don't have clipping here, because of the deforms, there could also be clipping. So you see how complicated this is, right? You have to combine shape keys with deforms. It's like very hard to obtain precision because there are multi-layers of stuff going on, right? And this is, you can call it complex indeed. So here we can maybe smooth this out. We see that we've lost the shapes here. So if we could have a good skinning method or some solution, I would never need even to start out building these shape keys, right? So we would be dealing just with sort of one layer of problem, which would be already a lot, right? But if the and this will create some problem in the combination with the other shape key, which is the anatomic shape key. So actually I didn't took that into account. Yeah, so here I've modeled this, maybe I've exaggerated here. Okay, this is better, but it's still a creepy shape. So yeah, for me this is like I think this is the reason why I never figure out or never like too much to use shape keys, because I'm thinking, folks, I'm seriously thinking here. Yeah, we could something could be done with armature deform. This is one of the most important, I think, of the shape keys. And I just don't seem to be getting safe results. Yeah, so I'll disable it. I'm going to call it first, right? But I'm going to try a new one, maybe a simpler one. So there is this tall, which is another idea for lip sync. So basically I start from this basic and let's try this idea. So here it's a little different. We pick this, and the idea would be to, let's get an alignment here. Maybe that one, yes. Then no, this is not what I mean. So yeah, because I need actually this. Oh, I mean on the cursor, right? So no, this. Let's make a highlight here. So this is a cool modeling rigging trick here. Let's say that I want to make this kind of expression here. It's called tall. I saw this in a lip sync tutorial, but shake key, then we make a wide and a tall, and we can combine them to make some voyel thing. And so it's actually one of those links in my Blender rigging guide here, network. It will be lip sync somewhere here. Voyels, yeah, this, the link to this tutorial here from this guy. Quick tip for, okay, so this is the lip tall thing. So anyways, I'm not gonna play here too much, just so this, so that you know the idea. So this is free access. You just Google Doc, you just enter from the video link, the link in the video description. All right, so here how to get this. Well, first, okay, it's an unlocked. Here I'm not using this one. This is a failed one. And so here, let's say that I have this thing here, right? So how will I get this mesh to scale? Well, there will be other ways, but in order to have this one to do this, I had to, my idea was to use the trick of the 3D cursor. So maybe, for example, I align this face here, or maybe this one, and now this is the normals, right? Instead of transform orientation, I want the not normal, sorry, the cursor. You see that the 3D cursor, it has an orientation now different. It's not aligned with workspace, it's aligned with the face. this happens because you have this cursor and the geometry here, orientation. So it snaps to the orientation to the geometry. From this I can then get, I don't know here, but I'm using proportional editing, so well, then I get everything here. But then if I want to, let's make a basis edition, it's not enough because I need to well, pick some G, Z, yeah, this could work, but then it's picking the rest. So what I did was I hide this, and then with proportional, okay, connected only, and then let's go back. So with this I was able to get, for example, remember to go here, and so I pick, for example, this face loop and GY, no, GZ, no, GX in this case, and there you go. And so let's give it already some, oh, actually I can even, so GX and even a little more, yeah, until here. Okay, this sounds good. So that's how that was done. So now, oh, but this here I'm moving the bases. So a tragedy. So let's get this thing again here. GX and something like that. I just don't want to be moving the chin, and yeah, so, and then I fix the rest if I smooth the rest of the corners. For now, this is the tall thing, and well, something I did it wrong again, sorry folks, but you get the idea, right? Let's click here, there we go, yeah. Well, just one last time then. X, G, X, and there we go. And hide. Now, finally. So, now with this talk, I want to see how this combines, or how this doesn't combine with the rest of the okay, this is super broken, right? But it's funny, I need the armature. Actually, there is this one, yeah, this also works, but sometimes there are so many, oh, we can click there, okay, fine. There's another way, just click the armature, no double click here, just click the armature, and then now I can have my, so I just want these bones here. And let's see what that does. Ah! So yeah, we could drive this with some bone, right? So this is very interesting, but let's. So this one seems to be more reliable, so I started probably with the most difficult one, right folks? So that's why so much frustration, but this one, and we'll see the wide, I think it's the big smile in the Universal Sonic Night rig, sort of similar. So that one seems to be, most likely it will work maybe even better than this one. This one is sort of a yo thing, right? But the corners, lip corners, really poor, right? So we need to assess here, and so probably in this case I'll have to So yeah, let's get in the middle and get some smoothing thing maybe. Nah, smooth is not good, so yeah, so basically try to get this thing that in this case the mouth starts. Okay, I still have to, I can play with these bones, so maybe there's yeah, can totally disrupt the mesh, right? So yeah, so this seems to be more or less reliable, so can we do some, I think the inverse here would be a tragedy, right? Yeah, it's totally inadequate. And if we extend too much, yeah, maybe instead of changing the shape key, they are just reduce the maximum, right? So usually we would like to have exaggeration, right? Or we can do even more. That can also be, why not, right? This can actually help to perhaps having some expressions that where the armature deform goes a bit crazy because of the shrink wrapping. So of course this is terrible first, but let's see here. Yeah, so you see we can have more stuff there for the, it's easier to get the mesh there on the top region. Yeah, the jaw is still a problem. I cannot control the muzzle part there. I need some muzzle bones, right? Which could be an interesting feature, right? That it doesn't have in the universal weapon really have tweaks for the, yeah, the cheekbones, then the nose bridge. But we could do something else here, like yes, I'm thinking we could have some alternative system, let's see, for controlling the mesh, which could be an interesting thing. So let's try, like here, I'm going to bendy bones for that, I'm not sure, but yeah, why not? But only the, we need to, yeah, no, maybe I'm not gonna do something like that. Surprised I don't have even a name for this. There's some muscles here, some area that maybe requires some structure. Isn't it pretty? That okay, could be something like here. So the idea of this bone would be to pull this mesh. Although I have some bones here that could, but this is something a bit more related to, so let's snap this to start with. I could call it maybe cheek top, and this the right. Okay, let's reset the pose and reset the shape key. So now I don't want to use this to drive shape key. That is something I need to think later. What could some extra bones? So here the wave paint for that would be, first I'm gonna get the mask. For this kind of work. I don't want to be selecting this, so it's just this mesh here. Yes, so now I cannot paint that, that's good. Let's get some waves, so it should be in this area. It cannot pull more because of some shrink wrap thing that needs to no, this I've separated the shrink wrap muzzle. Yeah, probably this. Let's improve this. I'm not sure it will be safe to shrink wrap this thing near the eye, so I'm gonna take off okay, near the ear I think it's fine. Here I think, no, maybe this is bad. Okay, so that no, so it's still not getting enough. Maybe it's struggling with another shrink wrap. Okay, it's no, it's not shrink wrap. It's probably some conflicting with some. Oh, there's a one dependency cycle with the Jobot copy rotation. It's this copy rotation, I think. Maybe I've made a wrong copy rotation somewhere. Let's see. Copy transforms, copy limit rotation, copy rotation. This should be the culprit, but why it hasn't? Alright, never mind. This should be a small. It's not a critical dependency cycle, it solves itself and it doesn't seem to compromise, but yeah, I'm gonna clean it later. But it didn't affect this one, it's just the same setup, unless I've placed some accidentally. It happened, but I think I deleted it. Yeah, or maybe the target is arcade top, tweak arcade top, tweak arcade bottom. No, it's all maybe the mount top, master mount top. It's this, and here, yeah, so it's the same, nothing here. Maybe it was there and it disappeared. Yeah, I can check this out. Oh, I forgot the timer. This was about, yeah, it's already more than 15 minutes. Okay, no dependency access. It's just probably a copy rotation that I put accidentally, then it disappeared as soon as I've deleted it. So here, I still can't find why this bone is not. Oh, I know. Of course. I don't know. I might be that. Oh, it's already cement, right? So. Like it's competing waves with something else. Probably waves on that part, yeah, because there are other bones there, which are for the face. Yeah, so I forgot about that. So maybe then Ctrl-Shift-X, there are some cheekbone, no, nose bridge, no, it's not this, although this can have some effect, but it's not. This is the cheek top, no, this is the bone that I... Well, let's see from here. So this bone, oh, this bone has no, have no weight, so maybe these ones also not. These are eyelids, these are cheek, head. Well, maybe I just need to, okay. I've lost the waves here and I need to recover them. It was an accident. So since we're here, we will make these little changes. These are to be automated from here, right? So these are top chicks, so this is would be something else. It's more a melt corrector. Oh, of course. This is shrink wrapped. Naturally. There's no influence here, right? But we could get this, right? So that will be the funniest part. This is why I'm tempted to do the double combo here. I don't think it works for the inverse sonic maverick deal, but now I have more experience. If we put this outside though, we'll have a problem with the... Well, let's first finish this. No, this is not for this. Yeah, so this is eyelid. Okay, this wrong bone. The bone that I need is there. Yeah. Alright, so this seems to be... So now with this outside, I will show you what that means. No dependency cycle. Okay, just remember outside. This will displace the first, apparently. Okay, no, this does nothing now. Of course, the muzzle is not... I need to do the same waves on the muzzle, but in principle, if I start to... the vulnerable constraints, except for this, so technically we could pull the mesh off the whole muzzle. The problem is that when you start to make rotations, eventually the bones will get displaced, the mesh will get displaced from, and then it's just right, it's kind of, so we just can't, we lose a lot of control, and it starts to deform the face in many strange ways. Although we could have a limit to offset, but usually it will end up creating too much. I've tested this, it's just, even though these bones, they can do this, you see, it's very easy to disrupt the mesh. So perhaps we could have a different kind of... This is a bit crazy, but maybe this could work in the cost of way more complications, right? So for example, let's try it now. I'm gonna make a double shrink wrap here. I'm gonna hide this because this is the safety. So this will be the same, right? But now we're gonna make something different here. This will be outside, so just like it's doing partially what this does, but it doesn't, it blocks inside, which is good, but it doesn't, usually good, but it doesn't block the outside. So here for the shrink wrap mesh, now I can do this, but then let's make for here I could, yeah, this offset. All right, then here I'm gonna make, not for this, say like that. Then I have another shrink wrap which will have an inside, comes after, but it will have like a negative So you see, it creates a wall outside. No dependency circle, in which we can, now I can pull this mesh, but now all of course is, but it has a limit. Well, it doesn't seem to have a limit. Maybe I did it wrong. Hold on, folks. Oh yeah, it's disabled. Okay, here. The limit is too strong. Also, let's hide these bones. You see, there's a limit to the outside, and this limit is a bit too little, so I can allow this to grow a little more. Of course, and this happens for, well, where is the limit? Sometimes it seems, oh, one, maybe this is too much, right? Not this, but the nose doesn't seem to respect it for some reason, but this is clearly affected. So that means that we can, I'm still suffering from the same problem. And so where this could come in handy? Well, I think that if we start having the artifacts I don't know, maybe intersection, whatever. There can be too many problems in my setup, right? So let's say I have something terrible, not like this, but yeah. Then I can still, well, actually, what I'm saying, this is not totally necessary, because it's just reproduce what this is already doing, right? So it's actually, what I'm doing is there are other ways to do this. Yeah, so this is free to move if we want. So exactly, this setup is not, it's interesting thing to, but it's not gonna help here as much as we could just get this for the, I just need to bring this data now to those muzzles. So I have to refresh everything back here. Okay, so this, okay, let's do this. It's annoying, but I want to test the new results, and also I've made some adjustments here, so hope that we'll have less of those. Okay, back to the basis. We already have the, no, we want the mouth. work. And I want this separator. What are those? Oh yeah, those are the new ones, alright. So, alright, sort by name, then Shift D, P. Let's get the ghost here and delete all. Okay, why I can't? Never mind, let's go back here and get the ghost muzzle. Deleted vertex. Look, now I need to get into the... Let's hide this, so... I was seeing the open mouth there, I have no idea, but anyways. Delete all the vertices here. Make sure it's all deleted indeed, so now just get this copy, duplicate, join in here. No mesh data to join. How not? There are vertex groups. No, there are. This sounds like a bug. So let's delete this. Do this again. Or maybe it was... okay, I don't know, but let's pick this again. Shift D, P, selection. Now let's do this correct, Control J, now it worked. Then here, first thing, delete all the lip stuff. The muzzle ghost. Okay, no lip stuff here. Then I get no need these vertex groups. No need material. And as for the well, there seems to be double mesh there. This is the older one. I did this one to scale to -0, shrink to Alt S -0.04. So it's the same value that I've done before. We see that this creates some issue. This might be the reason of the artifact, but anyways, yeah, so this is an inconsistency that I have to solve manually, which I dislike, but still doesn't resolve everything. But yeah, the nose has right, and there's a lot of things here that is not very accurate. Yeah, anyways, we could use the data transfer modifier after the shrink wrap muzzle get. Is it on this, on the ghost mesh? I think it's this. So face corner data, I don't custom normals. Okay, this solves the shading, so this is good, although it's procedural. Not this. Edge data. Not sure about this. Nearest face interpolated. Apparently unface. No, nearest face interpolated. Yeah. These are the same thing. UVs, face data. I think it was the UVs. I need to check what was the solution there. This was about the UVs. Yeah, UVs and normals. Is that the UI is slightly different here, but we can check directly in the file. So it is here, data transfer, replace. Oh, there's a vertex group, mouth hole. Face corner data, UVs. Okay, there's no custom normals in this case. Nearest face interpolated for the UVs, and face data, nearest face. And that's it. I never used this thing, so for me it's still obscure, but seems that this can help. It solved the artifacts of the shading artifacts apparently, which was probably because of shrink wrapping. Here we don't see it's need to be. Anyways, yeah, so we got this UV all by name and face data. Nothing here. Yeah, nearest face. Alright, that's it. Actually, I think so. The mouth flat is another setup. I want to see. No, okay. So this one needs the custom normals apparently. I'm not using this one, so curiously it's the custom normals that seems to have fixed something. We could use both, so you see this is not okay. Face data. Oh yes, this can cause problem because yeah, I need the vertex group. So let's use the separator, I think. Like nothing. Well, strange. That is affecting the near face interpolated, UVs, face data C, and nearest face. Yeah, so I leave it like that. We can always. So what's the shrink wrap? No, it's something else. Okay. Anyways, this sort of make some upgrade here. I just don't like to use stuff that I don't understand. This is like personal approach. Alright, so of course I need to refresh the later, but for now this seems to have produced the desired effects. Need to get the bones. And now, yes, the muzzle, let's try now. Now that inherited the, so now we can use this to deform even more. So this sounds a good one, a cheekbone that can have this sort of it's not the nose bridge, right? It's not this stuff, it's just, I even wonder, is this even necessary? It's so awkward because it moves all the bendy bone. It's might be okay to have it, but there's some temptation to go after it, and it just seems crap. Rarely. So these ones can be funny, and but it's subtle thing, right? So it's not. And this, yeah, it moves the. There are some rogue waves, I think. Yeah, because it's the parent of this, of course. This should be parent to Death Head. Yeah, so let's get here. No. Oh, because I've copied, it has bone constraint, right? So probably this will gonna be useful, but so let's just do this for now. Symmetrize. I don't know what could. There seem to be some super lag here. Yeah, it's kind of not good, and this could be because of this new data transfer, maybe. Yeah, it certainly affected some of the. Yeah, it lags a little, a bunch. Let's see. The UV is lag. UV was supposed to be the important one. And the custom normals. Yeah, and it's also lag. So then there's no influence here. Yeah, there's a mix factor, but I doubt this calculations are going on. So yeah, no. Maybe this in association with subdivision, right? Yeah. So without the subdivision, it's always the subdivision the worst. So now the cool thing is that if the mount goes maybe too up, we can control here to have certain and so the puff cheeks, if we have some geometry here, maybe we can do the, it's not exactly the case, but I could have the puff cheeks done with different bones too. So for example, Shift D, rotate X out there, so let's try to place it like here, and yeah, the orientation here doesn't matter too much, so let's just align like here. We'll try to locate it at the center of this face here. Maybe a little closer to the mouth, yeah. And then I'll call this puff cheek left, puff cheek right. It might be wiser to make with shape key because it will deform a little closer to the lips, which is an area that is constrained, let's say, from the merging with these muzzle waves. They can't affect the lips region, so this is a problem. Although I probably could make an extra face loop there, edge loop, so to expand just a little more. So this could be an alternative, right, to these limitations. So here we could get, yeah, first yeah, because I'm gonna, let's smooth these. I need the mask. This is bad. So here, yes, this is protection there. That's it. Dependency cycle. This is probably some. I don't know what that comes from. We're gonna see that later. You see, oh yes, of course, this don't work because I have to do the same thing. Attribute this to the, so I cannot even test. I can't test if I do this. So yeah, we don't have enough geometry here. This doesn't provide the best smooth, right? The shape key would be a little better, right? So, however, if we just make a lot of smoothing here, we can probably achieve something equivalent. It's not that I love wave painting, it's that I have much more familiarity with armature deformed and with shape keys. And so it's like the other bones, right? So it's just that the puff cheeks, maybe in a small amount of geometry, it's not so, it's understandable why and it's closer to here, right? So there are other reasons why this might have been preferred to be used with morphs that will provide a bit more quality, but we could, yeah, so there's, but it's still an artistic choice. Because the shape key, we can make this with maybe a little more adjustments, maybe 2 bones, we could control the shape, but that would be annoying, right? The advantage of making with armature deform is that we can, if we can manage to get the right waves, well, we have this precision in the, have flexibility, which is kind of nice, right? But it's like there are so much waves here competing that the only way to get this thing right would be to really make very precise waves to reducing these waves a lot, so we can have the having shared wave blended waves. These bones, they just don't have enough strength to manipulate that mesh on their own unless we push it too much. So it's, while the vertex, while the shape keys, they don't respect anything. They don't need to. They are not restrained by the waves or shared waves. So yeah, it's there are technical reasons that this would be preferable, especially because it's low poly. It's not trivial to get the good waves on these puff cheeks, but I was better in the beginning. It will take it's not that I cannot change the mesh topology, maybe improve the amount of and that can have another effect. A negative one is that we might be losing waves on the, no, actually this one, let's reduce. Yeah, and so refresh, and so you see, these are the kind of things that we would like to have some automation, right? So that's why sometimes it's good to just it's not that it necessarily hinders creativity, right? But it's like it can get very frustrating over time, right? If you realize that, well, there are automation for a lot of things, and then for the custom reads, well, there's just very little that can be done if you're not a developer. If you don't have money to pay, then just realize that there's too much stuff, right? Have to make a decision about, well, maybe limiting your creativity and just, well, using the tools that are more easy to, not easy, but they are the regular solutions, right? Because there are not enough human resources to get the redistribution of, yeah. So you see, I'm really struggling here to get this, even though maybe there's still too much waves for this one. Area, all this is maybe more than enough. And here it's really a question of pulling only certain vertices. Yeah, I feel like just one more face edge loop, I could do more here. The type of the topology, of course, also is not very helpful for the deforms here, although it is necessary for the best use of the there might also be struggling with the melt, so I don't want to see what that will do to the lips deforms on this region. Yeah, so this is another reason why the puff cheeks would be, shape key would be a better idea in this case. Yeah, so it's one problem with armature deform rigging. You start to create bones like I'm doing, and you just, okay, it might be looking fine, but then there's this ratio. You solve something somewhere, or apparently solved, and then this creates recursively, right? It starts to create problems or challenge in another domain, in another region, or for another, yeah. And so this becomes a very unending problem for organic rigging, and then you need to perhaps create other bones, and it's not like sheep keys would necessarily solve all this kind of problems. They can bypass some of the limitations of armature deform, but for this case, of course, it seems like that let's use this, maybe this will help visualization despite the lag. Yeah, so I'm starting to become obnoxious about the subdivision surface modifier. So don't get surprised, folks, if someday or another, quite soon maybe, you'll see me doing 2D rigs with grease pencil or combination of 2D and 3D. I've been seeing some. I think it's apparently it can relate better to my style, or not simply that, but it might be a game changer for what I'm trying to do. At least on this style. So my other approach would be to, oh yeah, with more subdivision, see that you get some, but this is horrible still, so I can't. Alright, and now let's check the final. Let's see how bad this created. Let's see now if that will not ruin our mount rig, or how to which extent. Okay, this is not related to that. Let's turn this off because we want some. No, let's leave this on. I think there might be running some dependency cycle that didn't exist before. So what is that? Just one, but it seems to be, I might have accidentally created some bone constraint, or it's just some wave paint that is, we're gonna discover. No, there is no dependency cycle, so it was just temporarily one of little mistake that happened here or there. Something is missing in this. No, this is correct, so I don't want to be looking at. Okay, I actually, before anything, let's do the refreshment, which is super annoying, of course. But with the experience, we get used to that. So delete these, get this mesh here, Shift D, not this one actually, the vertex with separator, select, Shift D, P selection, then get this into control, this in control J, delete lip for the muzzle ghost, okay, this doesn't do anything. I hope I wasn't deleting anything important. No, I think it's all there. Okay, so here get back here, Alt S, negative 0.04. No need to check. This is the, then there is the artifact there, then we have the, just a moment, yes, okay, no target here. Shape key we're gonna, for the, no, it's for this one, let's delete those things. Shape keys, delete materials. I wish there was some way to not inherit all those mesh data during the process, and so here, okay, this was temporary because we had the lips for a moment, right? Too many bones showing, right? We don't want this. Yeah, and I haven't made up my mind about the, oh, we see this seems to pose some trouble. This is the puff cheeks. Yeah, so there's some possible craziness that can happen. Let's try again. Yeah, this will be better with the subdivision. So yes, it's very messy now. We see that these bones, they are sort of dangerous, even though they look that could reach some so here I think I'm going too much experimental again, and this is leading me to no satisfying solution for anywhere. So in this bone, apparently there's a big mistake. This one might still survive, yeah. So puff cheeks should be done with the, and then the problem is that the universal sonic melt rig, it uses the subdivisions and the shrink wrap, which is also usually annoying. So yeah, the shrink wrap is complicated. The subdivisions is even worse, and the, yeah, so it might be stuff that I want to reconsider seriously in rigging. So not so much the shrink wrap. Yeah, this idea of shrink wrapping usually also implies subdividing the shrink wrap. So here I'm gonna fix something quick that for a time was missing. So I need to get here, not here, but the ghost eyes. Yeah, it's here. There's some ghost meshes. Okay, what's happening to, okay, here. No, one, this, yeah, this subdivision here, for instance, will reduce. Okay, just one. So this is for the bone targets, bone constraints. This looks like sufficient. It may look sufficient, but in practice it's bad. We would like more, but I'm trying to reduce those things. And here this is terrible because on one hand this was taken from, this is a solution that I found, but this, because this was a duplicate from the other, it kind of got real subdivisions, because I think that it was applied, and then so I need to unsubdivide, and perhaps unsubdivide. Oops, yeah, now I have some problems. So yeah, I know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna delete that. I bring back to this one. I'm gonna take this Shift D P. And I'm gonna join this into the ghost face or eyes region actually. This eyes region is now have this and this, which are this part in the lower part is not being used for anything. So I'll have to just remake this, so this will be kept. I don't need this, I think, but yeah, I can maintain this, is okay, or it is just creating, no, it's for the shrink wrapping, right, but it's not the same purpose here. So alright, so now this can have just a subdivision of 1. Wait, I think I've destroyed I've made the wrong joining thing. Not enough, yeah, so I did the wrong joining, so it's the inverse. So it will be this into this. Now that's correct. And now, okay, subdivision of 1. And this ghost mesh, yeah, I'm not gonna delete the muzzle here. I thought them to be combined, but that was start to become too difficult for the rigging of the mouth, so I decided to make them separate. I still think that they can be recombined as a ghost face, so this is why I'm not caring about this now. Okay, so this problem is sort of solved, so just remaining junk problem. And the eye has low to power, so just subdivisions of 1 should be. And eyebrows, do they have? Can probably apply this, or leave unsubdivided even. there's also this idea of maybe, I don't know about this simple subdivision, what it's capable of doing. It says that select the type of algorithm simple, so that first without changing shape. How can a subdivision I see. So this one doesn't calculate the create a smooth curve surface in the Cartoony. Okay, so this should be heavier, I've heard. So I never knew about that, now I understand. So this is like a noobish subdivision, right? But it still does, it's like it's sort of straight, but you see a curvature there. It's very minimal. Of course I have the edge creases. Is this affected by, I know this is, these apparently also use edge crease, but we don't see any results. What is this quality? Accuracy of vertex per lower value? I'll change everything here too. Oh, these eyes. Place there's a surface that would with infinite levels. So yeah, anyway, not using this. Yeah, let's just as a pattern, so I don't know why these are different. Then here, this one has no subdivision, this one will leave this, although it will be, probably I'll go back into the decision. The mouth is very delicate, so hello Valley, welcome back, how are you doing? So we're struggling here with the madness of the subdivision surface modifier. I've been finding out that this is a terrible thing to have, and I have it everywhere. Yeah, so yeah, so since maybe I can just batch this. So the melt rig is quite going I would say it's mostly finished, but I'm still trying to make some shape keys and ways to get all the expressions that I need, but it's just that this step is like I struggle with the shrinking of the mouth with shape key. It should do a purse shape key, as you see in the, and it was just I was failing miserably at that, so can't handle this properly. So there we can scale the bones, the lips bones. This helps, but also it doesn't help. So in the end, it's like nothing seems to do the job properly. Keep your armature modifier below subdivision. Yes, where did you see that? Below? No, it's above. Usually for oh, I see, for better deforms maybe. For the body, you mean, or for all the objects? Is there why would that be a better idea? For performance, I think yeah, I don't know. Usually I would do like that. I've seen people do like that in principle. This order. Yeah, I'll go back that at some point. Just gonna try to batch this thing. If anything here can reduce the ameliorate the performance, I shouldn't even be having this subdivision in the here, but then that we start to go very low poly rate, which is not horrible, right? Maybe that's the way to go for the characters, but it starts to look weird, right? So if I put this before the armature modifier, let's see if that okay, there's some problem with the shrink wrapping of the this is something else. This is not, probably not because of that. Yeah, something else is happening there after the change that I've made. It's failing miserably. I have a backup, so I don't know what will be the culprit here, but it's this. I don't know what's the. I'll investigate. So thanks bro, for noticing this. I'll investigate to see if that can be valuable to what I'm trying to achieve. And so here, for now, I'm just gonna disable this stuff and oh yes, I know why. This is why the ghost meshes, they need muzzle ghost, they need the more of this. Yeah, this can totally ruin the yeah, so now this is much better. So for here though, for the ghost, let's try this. Seems to, for the ghost mesh, it seems to be not so good, but maybe for the body it is. Not same problem here, or maybe there's some dependencies. Yeah, probably there's some dependency cycle going on. Let's check. No, there's not. It was also something temporary. So it's not. This is very bad, right? So probably the. Oh, of course. Yeah, I just forgot here. Real time is bizarre. It is the shrink wrapping feature. You change this on edit mode and you see the effects on the we're gonna check the inversion that you've mentioned. You see there was a hole in the ghost muzzle, and this is why I totally forgot fundamental detail when refreshing that. It's so much faster to pose. It looks like on hype compared to what I usually have. Or it's not that, it's just that the animation is sort of jumpy, the animation of the... So here let's try this. Seems that it's perhaps a little smoother. It's hard to tell, but yeah, I'm gonna check later. So anyways, thanks for the tip, the idea here. So let's get the there are more stuff here to take off, right? All the cloths, yeah, they can vary, but here I'm gonna get so they have subdivisions. We can first reduce this, and yeah, then we got turn off all that. Because why not? Yeah. And then just the body, right, has the freaking subdivision. No, it doesn't have. So how is it possible I'm getting this? Okay, so maybe I just got a few more subdivisions on the face, which, okay, now again I'm so yeah, for the inverse sonic now rig, if we don't have without smoothness it's hard to have the correct expressions, right? So we really miss the it's not that it cannot work, but it looks like more remembers more the game character design. So this is a dilemma, right? Alright folks, so I'm gonna show you what I'm working on in parallel and why this stuff is starting to... I've been watching some grease pencil content, and let's see, I think there's one. So I have a character here that is 3D. So what I'm considering is this is Dorothy, is her sister of Aisha. So let's see, where's the... in this model I even made change to the... Yeah, so it's incomplete. So I was making some... We can't see the whole character here, but... And there are some grease pencils somewhere, yeah. So I probably messed up the original one, but I was trying to rig a 2D face on top of the 3D, and there are a lot of methods for that. And so the ideas for grease pencil, they start to go a bit crazy for me, because it seems to be very plausible, very possible. So how much work left on this project to be done? The Aisha one, yeah, so basically the rigged model, right, will not be too much, because okay, so this is the mouth rig that I've been doing for a while and never worked, because it's a complex rig and I'm trying to adapt the character design. But this is, I mean, I could say that I've done right, but I'm being too perfectionist, and so I probably don't even need the shape keys, but I want to include them, so because they should be good. So, and then there is a few facial rigs that just little details on the body rig. Then the hard problem of the pelvis rig, which is I have a setup that should work good enough. Then some thing that I can use here to alternatively to improve even more this solution. Maybe I don't think I'll use this, but and then cloth rigging, just some physics and some jacket thing and pose assets, and that's it. So this can take forever, of course, but technically all this, if I simplify and I stop doing experimental stuff and just focus, this is it. This is, I know how to do this. It just takes some time, but I've done many times. I know this is nearly complete. All this is so maybe you could do this in one day to be good, maybe 2 days, and this in 1-2 days. So cloth rigging, depending on luck, this is 1-2 days, let's say. So all this in 1 week, right? Yeah, so 1 week to be done if I focus on completion and not the perfectionism that been driving me that. So this is why I've been now exploring some. Let's reload this. This is the some grease pencil, right, with some masking. There are a lot of tutorials that teach that, right? So it was new to me, basically. So we have some, hold on. So you see we have this here, then we have here. Of course you can rig that. There's some thing here that I don't know how to solve yet, but this it's okay. So basically what happens here is that we have these were drawn into this, into here on top of this. So this will be like the face. And so imagine you can rig a mouth that way. And what I want to, let's test here what I've been procrastinating for a few days after I've been learning. I want to know if the Dumuzi told me that he made a quick test and that the deforms seems to be different, but I need to check on my own, because I've seen a tutorial today even, or yesterday, that seems to indicate that the deforms, there are artifacts. So it's very simple. You just need to get a bone. Let's go here, let's add a bone here. The wave painting system for grease pencil is not, it's different. I think it's more limited, but I saw that it has more features, different features. So here let's try it. Yeah, I'll attempt for maybe this. So I'm gonna pick just actually, yeah, so let's get, is that parented with empty groups? There are vertex groups here. Yeah, those vertex groups, yeah, no, that's there's no delete all, so this is annoying. Yeah, so it's all strange here. Yeah, that will take forever to. So the idea is to let's try to wave paint. Then I'm gonna mask. So the masking here also is different. You just mask by masking the stroke object data properties layer. So I just want to wave paint the eyelid. So And so here the waves, let's get some waves here, and then the rest is like yeah, so here we see the rotations. Well, the same, no, don't seem to be too terrible, but of course here I don't have blended waves, so I'm not still in the big issue. I just have one bone, so yeah, so maybe it's not possible to try, so I'll need yeah, there's just one bone here, so I cannot remove, so there's just one brush here, so maybe have to make a selection. So it's all weird. I'm not but if it doesn't matter, if that is the way to go, then. And so the interesting thing is that the we can, you see, the grease pencil might be above, but it doesn't create issues for the rest of the face. Although if we look on certain bad angle, we could have trouble. Of course, if it's below, it doesn't work. So imagine that should be very simple to with this at hand, and then I've seen another tutorial that we just can do something even more crazy. Let's test some ideas. So first there will be a material here. No material. So gonna create a new material. And for the shading here, we're going to get here just a Shift A, hold out, as I've seen in a tutorial. I got it. And now the object should be invisible, but whichever the object is invisible, but whichever for rendering, but whichever is behind it doesn't show. So that means that technically, if I I can do crazy things from this, because I don't even need to have the object in a wireframe visibility. I just do the whole shading, and then my idea was to get the grease pencil again, right? And try to create some sort of patching, because I don't know, the idea is to fill the object with the skin color or something like that. So I'm gonna create a new skin. This is it could be the continuation of the rest, but what is this one? Oh, this is mistake. So this is eye or sclera, right? This is, so I'm gonna lock this. I don't know why they were selected. I am wave paint mode, that's it. So they are locked. I'm going to draw on surface. could be with this one. And no, I don't want this. I'm gonna use a different material. Actually, I'm using a duplicate of that. Alright, here we go. So this don't have a stroke. And I want to maybe base color, I don't care. Let's just get the same here. Yeah, it will fill. I'm not sure this is the case. Strange. Well, it doesn't matter. Maybe so what will happen is that I don't. This of course won't work for the fill, but I thought that if we could patch, sometimes it can work, but if I could patch some multiple grease pencil around the surface, which can be very strange, right? I would end up having a painted surface. Yeah, then we see that we have problem with the corners. So I don't know what to do with the corners if they are not smoothed. So maybe we need some applied subdivision, right? So but then my object might be a bit messed up. Yeah, so let's avoid that. Or I can just get the object and let's just try to provide some structure. Yeah, but this is certainly a problem, because if the grease pencil cannot wrap around, we cannot yeah, there's also the possibility to shrink wrap the grease pencil material, but this is another technique that maybe it won't be necessary. I need to investigate. This stabilizer is just too strong and it's not contributing. I don't know how, if this doesn't become too heavy, but these are very low poly strokes. It's very bizarre, the zoom here. Maybe because this object, yeah, I have no idea. So we can see that we can we can probably create a, it's not finished, let's conclude this. We can have some sort of combination between 2D and 3D shapes, and then that means that we can rig the both, right? And for facial expressions is just ludicrous, right? Because you don't have to shape the, yes, there are something, for example, if I were to make a mouth rig, there is how to make the hole if we need the hole, or some profile. So this can be, yeah, so here you see that there are some issues that I wasn't aware of. So this is the lighting, so the shade. So apparently there's a, we see from behind the, so this is not good. So this is because I'm using the offset, but there's a technique to, if we add a, let's see, I've just saw today that in one of tutorial that is something about the surface. So I was drawing this on draw mode with this value here. So I'm gonna copy this, and if I use solidify modifier and thickness, no, the offset here, I can sort of match that but it's not very clear now. Okay, so on some vertices here I should probably try to edit some stuff here by just snapping them to, so okay, I've already found one issue here, which is these sharp corners, right, these angles, but eventually the body will have this, so my idea of patching is not sufficient. So because it doesn't work, right? Here it's a bit chaotic, right? So this is indeed, so I need, I'm not using the technique correctly. So here that works, but then we have these problems, right? Indeed. There should be a way of doing this that I'm just not aware. Yeah, maybe the shrink wrap would be the, but I would need to have, I cannot draw It's because these are not strokes, these are fills, so this is even more confusing, right? So so if I do some yeah, so I can stroke, but that is not fine, right? So this is what I've done in I can stroke around, right? But it's not the strokes that matter, it's the feel. So if only I learned how it would be possible to work on the feel tool of the after the strokes, right? So my that could serve some like some sort of cage system, right? So because the feel is bidimensional sort of, and but the strokes, they are 3D. And oops, the chat, I've lost it. So then there's this holdout. Maybe this can be, now this is for another function, is as if we could, it's invisible to, it's confusing. I think it makes the faces invisible, right? In render. Or they are the only one visible. Remove the color from underneath this stroke by using a mask. Okay, we see that it becomes, oh yes, so interesting. So and hold out for here. Yeah, so here really I don't know what is the holdout for this, but anyways, for stroke it was clear, but I don't want the strokes, it was just for visualization. So anyways, the idea is if I keep finding a way to patch stuff fills around, I might end up this will be bad, so need this. It's very hard. So there is the shrink wrap thing. Which I need to revise. I don't remember right now how that would. It can probably shrink wrap the grease pencil, the strokes again, but never the fills. So someone told me that it was incomplete, the fills, so this is maybe a critical limitation. So let's try though to get this. Let's see what it happens, right? It's like get the shrink wrap, the grease pencil onto the curve. Huh. Interesting. Huh. It does look like that, or maybe it's an illusion. It does seems like that. Now I don't know if this is because I have all those patches, smooth factor, repeat. We will gonna take off the strokes. On the offset, repeat, no, not repeat. Let's continue. I need to make a new test, so I'm going to duplicate this. I'm gonna delete all this. Let's try again. So I'm going to draw. Can be another. Seems to provide a certain curvature, but then we have critical, again, the problem of the corners, right? Yeah, here, right? So this doesn't seem to... Yeah, the only advantage is that we can still get some offset, so of course this on, I already visualized this on many (3D) shapes, like imagine here, this will be nightmarish, right? All the and then there's the problem of the angle from which we visualize. And okay, so without the shrink wrap, yeah, so maybe the shrink wrap is not it's a positive element in the play. There must be much better than what I'm doing, but then with this, anyways, we would have completely covered or sort of 3D and this is not 3D material, so this is just 2D material. That means that if there is I can make a mouth with a hole. That also means that if I can draw now, if I'm able to draw in 3D, which is sort of crazy, in keyframes, maybe I could, let's try to, for example, so there we go in the domain of 3D animation, right? Of 2D animation, but I've seen that how some artists are doing. So you can get, for example, yeah, why this material? Oh, because let's bring this to the top, right? How's the invert thing? I don't know, so let's just get this. Yeah, let's get this same material here. I have to make a new material. So we can temporarily get some. And the cool thing is that all this stuff, they are in one layer, so I can mask all that all together. So this is just a stupid essay, but let's try. Here I'm struggling with probably the surface thing, or the stabilizer, or everything here. I'm not sure what is. It's probably this surface. This won't work. Yeah, so, and the simplification of my stroke. So anyways, let's try here and well, where is the okay, let's delete this material. Let's get something. This is so annoying. Okay, let's get here and make this. So let's make this something like here with stroke finally, and the stroke just to differentiate here. This won't be good, yeah, so I need to hold alt, yes. So now I have yeah, so but this is not yet. So I need to find a solution to this madness here. Like to draw on a plane, that invisible plane, right? So otherwise this is oh yeah, okay, cursor view, snap to view, but no. This also seems to, yeah. I think it's the shrink wrapping, folks. Yeah, it's the, so the shrink wrapping is very dangerous. And why is that? I don't remember, I just don't remember where's this option here that I've subdivision steps. No, it's not that. I should have noted somewhere. Oh, is this simplify? Yes. So that's it. So we can. Yeah, the problem is that it is from this angle, so I cannot just draw a wire of this stuff and make it a something solid like a lip. So this is, but one day maybe we'll reach that. So for now I have to, the problem that's really, for some stuff we really rely to be on the on the 2D plane, right? So what's happening? But yeah, so you see that some things, many things seem to be well, so basically if I'm drawing the 3D cursor, okay. So basically if we could combine this stuff with rigs, right? So we can, with the 3D card, then we can do a lot of things moves, and so this is what I'm starting to think that this is, at least for me folks, so it will be much better than and we can still have 3D scenery, so it's kind of so I know how to draw with fill tool, but I've tested here in Blender, there are many possibilities for that, so maybe that will be the way to go, right? I need to get back to this why this is so bizarre to understand. Oh, this is the mix, right? So yeah, so many things here I just don't understand yet, but anyways, so you have these you can even rig those, exactly those eyes, and can redraw things on demand whenever. And the face, yeah, so you have that 3D face that can surely deform on occasion. So here, draw on back. I think this won't work in this case, but yeah, so here I have a problem with the material. Yeah, so this is very, it requires a lot of skill in my opinion to get it, and there's things that you just cannot achieve yet. Anyways, and then for example, I want to turn off the fill for this. I have probably to switch the material. The cool thing is that at least we can combine this and just using the same layer, so we can have multiple materials. Now I understand why this can be useful. And here it's wrapping around the surface, right? So it's not of course this here should already be drawn, or we need to find the same thing there, some way to get the planar thing. So here instead of surface 3D cursor, let's say it's still, this is another object. Yeah, so now the thing is not here we don't have the offset, so I have to like patch this until, so you need to be very organized in order to do anything that would be too sophisticated with this without a lot of mistakes, right? So but you see, drawing this can be very pleasing, and there are, I think this I just need to learn rigging this and just a few more tricks, and then because this way of drawing here will be another approach,
but it can be combined. Yeah, I just don't know now yet. Control F, and of course here you don't want the stroke, so or you can draw on top, but this is not perfect, right? This system, this is not here you can draw behind. And yeah, it's more like a silhouette thing. So this is so if we can have a drawing here and rig to the skeleton, so this will go to the wave paint. Let's try this right now. So for example, I have this leg here. So Shift D, there's a joint. It's not the best example, but of course I wouldn't rig a character like this. I rig in a tipo, something more regular in principle, more symmetric. So I want to check if this how this oh, alright, so apparently okay, so let's wave paint this like that. No, not yeah, then how you take off waves? Subtract, yeah, so it's like then that's no indications of the at least it's not so there's one advantage is that it's not as difficult, right, in considering the mesh. So here is blended waves, so that, yeah, so you see that looks like the, doesn't it look like the, also let's parent this bone. Yes, this looks exactly like the skinning algorithms of the same shit. So I've learned that there are other approaches to rigging this, so maybe lattice modifier. Unless I did something wrong, but in the wave fin, but no, it really does look like the garbage skinning method, right? This one is a little better. Maybe I was wrong. Now there is volume loss, but you see this seems to be a bit more reliable, so maybe it's yeah, it's not very predictable. Yeah, volume loss there, so we'll probably need some sort of corrective bone. Maybe it's easier to solve these problems with distant wave fin. I doubt so. Than mesh stuff. I think it's the same problem, except that the 2D maybe it doesn't look so bad. But it will depend on the quality of the... Here is very rough drawing, so a helper bone, yeah, it could make some big difference. But yeah, I wouldn't test it here. This takes focus, so this is so maybe we could achieve some adequate deforms for the skeleton, right? And then we just make the holdout material and have those. And as the skeleton move, we can animate in 3D the skeleton, so the character, right? And but I don't know how yet to solve the three-dimensionality of the grease pencil. Like this patching thing is really Stone Age, I think. I need to look how a few more tutorials. There should be something better, folks. And then why struggling with I'm not working now for a company that needs the 3D model, so the project is personal. So I'm thinking that this will be much better because I have a background in 2D and 2D traditional animation, so in drawing. So why not use it at this point? So after I've learned rigging. So that's it, folks. Today was showing some more progress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, and we'll be I'll try to bring new stuff on grease pencil and this kind of process. And for me, this is like a big discovery. I didn't know that this was possible, and I always it's this combination of 2D 3D now in this particular way, where you can rig the grease pencil to an armature, but along the surface of a 3D mesh. So it's like you can might still have to redraw some of the drawings for 3D animation, but this will be very nice, and you can still just pose bones for the expressions. And yeah, so I'm gonna keep exploring that. I've kept rigging the stuff that I do regularly on world building, but now I'm considering this mega shift, and I'll try to conclude Aisha anyways. And in 3D it can be useful for other projects, right? Like in a split, and I can for the grease pencil thing, 2D, 3D stuff. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care. Happy blending, and see you next time. Tomorrow maybe, and have a nice week. See ya, folks.